Good morning, everyone. Tina's Folding Trance channel here for our morning session of day 29 of 40 days and 40 nights with Jesus. Let's see what he has to say to us today. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. You are expanding, you are growing, you are learning, you are feeling, you are coming to understand your inner world more as you go through these 40 days and 40 nights with us. And you are going through these 40 days and 40 nights together as well. And it is important that you understand the power of this group. Whenever many are gathered with the same focus, with the same loving intention, they are far more powerful than doing this individually. This is one of those strange features of spiritual practice, is the more of you that do it, the more exponential the power. So it's very important for you to grasp this concept, and this is one of the reasons that we wanted to do these 40 days and 40 nights as a public service announcement, so that as many of you as possible would be involved in this expansion process. Now, many of you are beginning to feel a little different. You are beginning to feel a little more empowered. You are beginning to feel a little stronger. You are standing up a little straighter. And as you begin to feel these feelings, we want you to enjoy these feelings. We do not want you to think that you are getting too big for your boots, that you are on your high horse somehow, or that you think you're better than other people. This is one of the tactics that has been used in your society to stop anyone rising to their potential. There is this unspoken, at times, now it is spoken very, very loudly, this idea that you should sacrifice yourself for the betterment of everybody else. This is not how spiritual evolution works. And this is one of the distortions that was laid upon my teachings, the idea that I was suffering and sacrificing myself for all of you. I was not. I was teaching my students, my disciples, a very, very important lesson, and I was practicing my spiritual practice, which was at that time on the earth plane so many years ago, manifesting into enlightenment and a necessity to shift and change my ministry. Now, the crucifixion, the story of the crucifixion has been misused throughout history, and it was taught as a message to get you to suffer and sacrifice yourselves. That is how the church used it, and this is why you see the long-suffering Catholic mother, or you see the long-suffering penitent nun. These are distortions, and that is not what I was teaching, and that is not what the crucifixion was for or what it meant. So it is very important that you understand that rising up into your power is what I was teaching. I was not teaching you to be a little meek church mouse. I was not a little meek church mouse. I was outspoken, I was rebellious, I was counterculture, because it was an oppressive culture. It was a restrictive culture full of prescriptions and laws and rules that were killing people's spirit for life. This is the same thing that is happening now, and that is why I am here now giving this message through this being. But many of you have not heard my story, and today we are going to do a blatant promotion of the book, Jesus, My Autobiography. It is very important that you read this book at this time. It was brought through at this time to dissolve some of these cultural tenets that you have that you don't even know that you have. And so we are asking as many of you that can afford it to order that book from your local bookstore if possible. If not, then from the great giant Amazon, to order that book, Jesus, My Autobiography, because in that book you will hear my story, you will hear my true teachings, and you will come to understand where this ministry is coming from. Yes, this is a ministry. It is a modern day ministry of Christ mind teachings. I was the one that you know as Jesus, and I was taught through various methodologies which are revealed in that book how to align myself with Christ consciousness. There are many names for it: Buddha mind, Christ consciousness, universal mind. There are powerful energies that you can access by understanding the laws and teachings that I followed and were the precipitating factors for my enlightening and awakening. So you are the same as me. You are merely cloaked in shadow. You do not know that you are the light, and it is important for you to get the whole story. We can do snippets here, little teachings here that some of you may listen to, some of you may not, but we would love for as many of you as possible to read that book, because it is in the pages of that text that you will hear my complete story. Now, some of you will attack this being and say that she's doing this to promote her work. She had no idea that we were going to say this today, and whenever we say this, she knows that she will get some nasty comments in the comment section. Save your nasty comments for yourself. She will not read them. She has learned from day one on YouTube that it is best to leave the comment section to itself. What we want to do is to talk to those of you that are interested, that are curious, that are growing, that are opening. And we want you to understand that there are aspects of your society that are invisible to you unless we point them out to you. Of course, all of this being's books are and were designed for this time, so that you would understand your society, so that you would understand love, so that you would understand this ministry and all sorts of things. And so any one of those books is a great place to start. But do consider reading Jesus, My Autobiography. Do consider listening to Jesus, My Autobiography. It is also available as an audiobook. And so this promotion is over. We want to align you with love. We want to align you with strength. We want to align you with your unique and yet godlike abilities. Yes, you are all individual. You have come here to express your individuality, but in truth, it is your unity that will be your salvation. Your unity with your brothers and sisters, understanding that you becoming all that you can be is the biggest gift that you can give your family. It is the biggest gift that you can give your community, and it is the biggest gift that you can give the world. You shining your light, not hiding your light under a bushel, is an act of love. So stand tall, be brave, and express yourself lovingly in all ways, in all days. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and I'll speak to you again later. He is right. I always get attacked when books are mentioned, but that book is a really amazing book. I'll tell you a little bit about the journey that I went through to bring it through. I was channeling my second book called Great Minds Speak to You. Many famous dead celebrities came through, and towards the end of those 20 celebrities that are featured in that book, I started to wonder who the last celebrity would be. And around celebrity 15 or 16, I started to say to myself, Elvis, Gandhi, I don't know, just don't be Jesus. And of course it was him. He was the 20th and final contributor to that book. And at the end of that contribution, I thought, okay, that's over. Whew, Jesus came through, that's the end of it. Well, the next morning he came through again, and he told me that he wanted me to write his autobiography. But first I had to read the New Testament so that I understood what people believed to be true about him. And over the next 18 months or so, I did 40 channeling sessions where he told his story. And I didn't tell anyone what was happening to me. How could I? I was afraid of being labeled crazy or being taken out by the Pope. I didn't know I was scared of the Catholic Church until I started channeling Jesus. And so that book took about 18 months to complete, with all kinds of dramas in there. And finally, I was able to get the courage up to tell people what I was doing and what was happening to me. And my publisher, when she read that book, said she has published, I think, thousands of spiritual books. she said, "This is the best book I've ever read." And it has been translated now into Chinese, and other languages are being implemented. So it is becoming a bestseller, which is fabulous because it's a great story. So I just want you to know that this is not a personal promotion. Jesus said that without me knowing he was going to say that. So contemplate buying that book. It's a good one. I can say that because I didn't write it. I just channeled it. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.